So you said it's the left hand windshield wiper fluid that's not working, right? Do you think that's something that we will be able to fix ourselves, or do
I haven't looked at it at all. I have no idea.
I was just trying to figure out if I need when calls for the Suburban, but maybe I should.
Yay, you're here. Okay. So I've already played through a lot of this. Let me catch you up really quick. So there's a big... I'm underneath, like, the citadel of, like, the Shadow Sun worshippers, or the Shadow Kaija, or whatever. And I was told to go here by the voice in my head guy, and he told me to go down here because there's a big door that he could never open. And he's like, look, I've been doing research for years. I can never open these doors, but you can. So go give it a shot. So I go down here. I stand in front of the door. The door locks up. It doesn't open. And then so she goes, I'm Elizabeth Sorensen. You will open this door. And the system goes, Elizabeth Sorensen, override. You have root access. Would you like to vent? It said if we do a vent, we may be able to force the door open. And she goes, yeah, do that. And so the system like opens up this massive vent and just blows a bunch of air straight out into the world above, which like alerts everybody around. And then the door opens. So now I'm here. I'm in this place. Huge story time. I think I went back far enough to where you should be able to hear and see everything. I've already listened to a lot of the things, so I'll just kind of give you a rundown as we go along, okay? Okay, anyway, so here's where I came from. Here's where I am. Big giant door just opened up, and it's been forced open, so it won't reclose.
Welcome to
And the vents are open.
Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. We found it.
Are you really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting repair.
So, what was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
Two things in here I'm going to collect. This one, they're just reading ones. Just to tell you really quick, they're the reception desk, basically just saying that they need more support because they need to take care of the people who are coming in, the inflow of people who are coming in. And it's like you have no idea why there's people coming in. Anyway.
Please take a seat.
I'll listen to the ones you listen to.
Be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
A smaller room.
Just gonna sit here for a moment because he told me to. Okay. I'll listen to the ones I can listen to. That's a text one. Soundproofing. This one's interesting. It says we should add soundproofing to that door because the people sitting in the waiting room are hearing the cries from people behind that door after they go in there. So there you go. There's some information for you. This one says that we need more tea and coffee because people are getting restless, waiting. Not that interesting. Sorry, I've already seen all this. I should have just opened up a stream.
Please proceed into viewing room 1 for an important message regarding the purpose of your visit.
You can let me know if you have any questions or you need me to slow down, by the way. That's fine. In this room, we're going to learn a lot. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I will not move until you say I'm ready. I want to make sure you're alert and alive and actually live in the stream. Come on, Mason. Yay. Then we're going. Alright, here we go.
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
CD01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret super-weapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them, and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a super-weapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us. And here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating, waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. Zero Day, the day that life on Earth ceases to exist, is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris, out.
That doesn't make sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
Yeah, dude, no kidding. It only gets better from here.
Kestrels. They got in. Through the vents.
Let nothing stop you
Not
from
to fight
learning
these
the
guys.
truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place? Tomb?
Steady. The quicker we find the girl, the sooner we return to the sun. Got company, I think!
Crap. Ugh, these guys are kind of strong. And I kind of know my way around already, sorry. And I kind of lost to them the first time. I didn't lose, I lost a ton of health. partially because I don't have this skill right here. This one. I am 1 point away, leader strike. I was literally right behind the guy, and it said, oh, you can't assassinate him because you don't have leader strike. And I was like, oh, screw you. Stupid game. Oh crap, I can't get through there. What? They didn't see me. Why is he yelling at me? So here comes the leader. He's got a big gun.
You falling asleep?
And I can't assassinate him because I don't have a... Gooberhead as in Linnea. She just laid down.
Still sniffing around.
Yeah, sorry. Alright, much better.
Stop us now. The data points, what did they contain?
Oops. I don't want to pick this thing up quite yet. Alright, so these are going to have a whole bunch of different things to read. Counselor guidelines. Here.
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said. Not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it, after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
There is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things?
I know that there's already a lot to take in.
In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is
No, you're misunderstanding.
And General Harris? What was he talking?
Zero Dawn is not a dirty nuke. They told everybody that Zero Dawn was a project for destroying the robots. That was a lie. You'll see what Zero Dawn is in a second, but basically they said nothing will destroy the robots. Nothing. They will win. They will destroy everything. And once they've destroyed everything and they've run out of power, they'll put themselves into hibernation mode and wait for new life to arrive on Earth. So basically Earth will be uninhabitable forever, infinity years. Like, there's just no way Earth will ever be habitable again. Zero Dawn isn't a nuke or a weapon at all. They're looking for something else. So you'll see in just a bit. It's gonna get really cool, but I just figured I'd let you listen to the little messages that they have before I move on. You'll see. You'll see in just a moment. Literally, it's the next room I'm about to go into. I just wanted to make sure you get these little clips.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we couldn't negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, U.S. Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Harris said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
See, so the real solution to killing all the robots is to give them the override codes. But remember, the override codes were going to take a half a century to create, but the world would be completely extinct in 16 months. So there's just no chance. You can't create the override codes in time. And I'm not saying the entire world of humans will be extinct. He had it down to the bugs, the bacteria, viruses, even the the energy in water, like everything completely 100% extinct. So that's pretty cool. Anyway.
Look, let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since '57? That went nowhere real slow. And you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical. Want to discuss?
Whew. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, there was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
A tobacco cigarette.
Sorry, darling. My taste run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malkeet was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place. You know, blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos?
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go.
Alright. I forgot to mention, these counselors, they're clearing people. They have to make sure that they're not going to lose their mind. Oh, darn it. Anyway, that last one was annoying. It was just somebody who tries to fight everybody, and he got really mad. And they end up getting rid of him. Alright, moving on. Okay, hope you're ready, because this next part is more of the story. Tell me you're ready. Are you ready? Boom, 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 boom. Here goes. You'll see. You'll see. Here we go.
This might even the odds.
CD02 data intact. Initiating playback.
Here you go.
Elizabeth Sobek.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stalks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
The whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life. For us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the archive of knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
Yep, that should answer that question. We don't know yet. This is where I stopped. I turned it off, texted you, and was like, Basehead, you need to see all this. So I don't know what's going to happen from here. But I thought that was so interesting. So basically, They're like, well, the world's done, so let's just invent God. That's basically what they did. They invented God and had an AI God rebuild the world, which is just kind of super cool. Anyway, moving on.
My turn.
Are there any bad guys? Do you want me to read these, or do you read them, or what? I kind of like to read them, and since it's just you in here, I can read them out loud. So what was the spaceship? Oh, dude, the spaceship was was some other random guy. He was a guy who they'd invited there to talk about it or whatever, and they invited a whole bunch of scientists and stuff, and he was one of the scientists they invited, and he's like, we can't do a spaceship. He's like, there's no way to get enough people on a spaceship. There's no way to make it travel far enough and fast enough and everything. Anyway, blah blah blah, long story short, no spaceship. There is no spaceship. You can't leave the facility. You have 3 options. You can participate. You'll be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project's outcome is uncertain. You will be expected to work a minimum of 80 hours per week. Holy crap. But I guess if it's the end of the world, that's what you have to do. And your communications with family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family, or 2 persons of your choosing, will be transferred to the Elysium sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your natural lives. Oh, interesting. So there is an Elysium, the sealed habitat. So there's actually probably a location that we're going to find that may still have people living there. That's interesting. Probably in complete lockdown. So he made an artificial god that couldn't achieve light faster than light travel. Well, I don't know. His explanation was that you can't design a ship big enough to sustain everybody and all of that. So when he said that they couldn't do a ship, I think he's just saying that there's no way in the small amount of time you have could we get over the problems we have with space travel. Basically, like, it's in our future, but it's not here yet, and we need to do something in 16 months. I think building a spaceship, probably not. Whereas the god person that they're making is all just programming code. It's not like materials. You know, you don't need somebody to go down into a mine and pull up iron. You just need to sit there and code and code and code and code until you can build your programming god. Elysium, yes, definitely a reference to the Roman mythology of heaven. It's used in movies and stuff all the time. It's just kind of like a nirvana or like a utopia. So I just imagine when they're saying Elysium here, it's just, hey, you participated, so that's where you go. Anyway. Indefinite detention. Okay, so basically, if you've been brought here, you either participate, you're imprisoned, or you'll be euthanized. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. So, and it says right there, detainees who do not wish to opt for medical euthanasia will be released to be fed to the robots. That's so terrible. Okay, so basically, your option is to participate or you die. That's okay. And participate and get to go to heaven, or you die. 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. That's a stupid line. Why would you do that to them? I mean, what if at one point, I mean, you have 16 months. What if, like, 72 hours or even 12 days or 30 days later, this super intelligent person's like, you know what? I've decided I want to help out. I want to help out on the project. And I'm very intelligent and I know what to do. And they're going to go, nope, it's irrevocable. You're just here to die now. Anyway. Yeah, end of the world scenario. This is just how it is. Please notify a counselor when you're ready to make your choice. I don't feel like I gave him an option there. Whatever. It's very interesting because it's like we're looking at this game after the success of Zero Dawn. Like, obviously it wasn't perfect, but it was successful. Like, it did end positively for the most part. Counselor Guidelines 2. For debriefing after presentation 2, it is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly without additional coercion and without value judgment. What's that?
I thought that was Linnea messing around.
Oh, me kicking the door? Yeah. Confirm for candidates that they were selected due to their skill sets and accomplishments. Emphasize that their dedicated participation in Zero Dawn will increase the project's chances of success. Frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of an overwhelming threat. Yeah, well, it's impending doom, I think, is a better name for it. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection. Validate such objections as normal. Yeah, like, who freaking cares? You got selected. This is what you have to do. You're gonna die either way, so... it's clear that the Apollo program at least kind of worked because they speak English. Yeah, you're right. Maybe that was to avoid having to make language. Yeah. You're right. I mean, it doesn't sound like it was a complete failure. Alright, what more is there? Yeah, I think that's what he said. Is it to avoid having to make a language for the game? Like, I mean, that's possible. It could be that the game just has it as a simple common language.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign.
It's a lot to listen to here.
We were cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation. Better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. It's just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom. I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
Oh, here, I'll look at it.
If you're still nauseous.
No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this. But the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete. With all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back.
This is the lady we heard before.
Like Syzygy East, like the Congo, like Timo, like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock?
You grow old together, with your loved ones, in safety.
I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family?
I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium will be medically sterilized.
Oh.
A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Alpert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years.
I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words.
I'm sorry.
Finish it. Medical euthanasia.
Oh.
I want no part of this. I just want it over.
I see. Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which
See to make sure I behave this time?
Medical wing
Security,
inaccessible.
for your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you. Surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my own man.
Flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse. Sobek is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. He's kind of blue skying. It's... Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here. What are you... You know... Get your hands off me!
Well, I guess that's how this place works. You either accept or you die. They had to keep it a secret from the rest of the world, otherwise they wouldn't keep fighting off the robots and it would stop Zero Dawn. So, I mean, you have one option. Keep it a secret and kill the people who you brought into the team. I mean, when you're talking an impending doom scenario like they're in now, there might not be another way to do anything. Stranded shackles? What did I just grab? Oops. Must be a special item? Oh. Yeah, I mean, that's just the option they had. They're looking at this like, well, I mean, at this point, law and, rule of law and keeping people alive and things like that doesn't mean anything. This is 100% about the survival of life in the universe. Like, as far as we know, we're the only planet in the entire universe with life on it. I mean, pretty much if we kill it, that's really bad. Good, I need some health. Really should have come in here with more health. Make sure to have this open, because I'm sure I'm about to fight some bad guys. Just makes sense. Hopefully it lets me keep this thing. Boy, oh boy, if I can keep this. Oh.
Get her!
About to get lost.
Whatever you do.
Well, there's that.
Power's down.
Is there another route?
I've done this before. Just need my focus.
That was fun. Glad I saved that thing. I don't want this.
I can't spare the weight.
Oh no. There's a lot of good stuff that they're handing me right here. Alright. So I tend to always try to choose the right hand side just so I can make sure I get everything.
I hashed it out with them, what the point of Artemis was. I made it clear I wasn't on board for a global zoo. We haven't exactly proved ourselves to be great custodians in the past few thousand
It's new
years.
human tech
So
using
the idea
arrows.
of a reconstituted
Like a steampunk human tech.
Well, it's horrifying, isn't it? A complete horror show. We have no right to take a best guess at this stuff. But the alternative? Nothingness. For there to have been all this, and then nothing. And with Charles Ronson running the show, I respect him. He's got a passion to him. He's hot-blooded. So I said I'll do it. I'll put my all into this, literally. When the project is done, I'll take the medical option, thank you. Counselor said I might change my mind. I told him that he didn't know me very well then. For life's sake, I'll do the dirty work. But I want no part of this pathetic, attenuated future on offer. I'm an outdoors man. Never did like the feel of solid state lighting on my skin. And a wee bit of a claustrophobe anyway.
What the heck is solid state lighting? LED?
Zero Dawn. It is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. But there is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Sauvé? Christina Sauvé?
Yes. I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and the New Materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair. Not at all. But for the sake of my family, for the sake of art. Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must do this.
A lot of sense of duty, huh?
Now, those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero Dawn? No, ma'am, that ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural to be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey of a counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too, just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me?
Here we go.
18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up.
Left, up, left, down. Oh, must have been another one I missed. Left, up, left, down. I don't see another one.
There's a part missing. Maybe there's a storage area nearby.
Last one is right. Oh, did you see? Oh, pfft. I guess just after looking at it, it appears much easier to see. Voila.
Done. I should check the door nearby.
Yes, yes, I will. All right. Need to make sure these are.
I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
So the other side is missing a part. Which I assume I gotta go through the big blast door to get to. I don't know why I'm still sneaking. There's clearly nothing in here. What is the date in the game right now? Like what year is it right now and where I'm playing? Is that what you're asking? Because I may have an answer, but I just want to know if that's what you're asking. Okay, so I did some math at some point. There was a thing that told me exactly how many hours late I was to like a specific appointment. And so I did the math on that, and it ended up being just under 1,000 years from the date of whatever that appointment was. So let's say that appointment was 2070, which sounds about right. Then that means we're about 3070 right now. So that means that Elysium was set to have humans back on it by the year 2300 or 2400-ish. So the year 2400, there should be people back on Earth. So that means I'm 600 years, even in the future, after the world was revived. So I mean, there's been a lot of time. Like, this is distant future that we're talking about here. Right. It should be year 3070-ish or so. Huh. A lot of interesting stuff up here. So I need that.
Looks intact.
And of course I want to get whatever's in here. What didn't I get? No.
That should do the trick.
I think I was late to being born. I think that's the point. Or maybe, so remember, they're building God. They're building an artificial intelligence God. So what I'm thinking that's happened is that this artificial intelligence God ran into an error, and she's trying to solve it, this Gia or whatever they called it, and she's trying to solve it. I bet you she's processing all the different possible equations, and ultimately the only thing she could think to do was, I need to recreate my creator. That's kind of what I assume. And so she probably, I bet you that I am designed by the artificial intelligence, cloned from Elizabeth Sorensen, specifically in an attempt for the god lady who is running the earth right now to help her solve the problem of Hades and why things weren't working according to plan. Maybe she needs a physical human interaction of somebody who she knows is intelligent. So that's kind of what I'm assuming. Obviously, there's a lot of unknowns there, but that's my guess. All right, up, left, down, right, up. Up, left, down, right, up. Up, left, down, right, up. Did I do it backwards? Alright, well, let's try this again. Up, left, down, right, up. No? What? What am I missing here? Oh, this is upside down. Oh my gosh, I was so confused. Alright. So it's going to be down, left, up, right, down. Down, left, up, right, down.
That did it. Door should have power.
Now to see what
Yeah,
lies beyond it.
frickin' Brad. That is what she said, isn't it? That's funny. Frickin' Brad. Alright, I'm gonna grab a new gun and take it with me, because that was freaking awesome to have that.
Should give me the upper hand.
Did last time. Aw, it didn't come. Maybe I got it close enough to the door?
They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia, it's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach it?
So much for avoiding contact.
Done. Wait, are they all coming down here? What? Go away. Shoo. Shoo. Oh, there's no way I can get that gun. Gosh darn it. If only I had that other upgrade.
I need this.
Well, it's just the three of them. This guy can one shot. Oh, not if he does that. What's up, dude? Well, there's no way that's everything. Nope, it's not.
They're still looking.
Are you kidding me? Gosh darn it, man. I can do some fun things here. Let's see. Dang it, man, they're all looking for me. As soon as this guy stops looking for me, I can start hunting them. Which is my favorite way to play.
Patience.
Yeah, there we go. No, shoot. Oh, now they're all here. Time to play. Come on, give me my gun. Dang it. Come on, guys, bring it on.
Search for the intruder.
Can I shoot through this? Yes. That was amazing. Shoot. Oh, get out of here.
The sun can't save you now.
The sun can't save you now. Yeah, I don't care. You're dead. What? There you go. Now you're dead. Fixed it for you.
That's the last one.
Sheesh.
Or not.
What? Oh, they're all right here. My gosh. You've got to be kidding me. Take that, punk. Why didn't that work? Why didn't that work? I shot straight through that guy. Ugh. Gosh. You die.
Room's clear.
Is
For
it?
a moment, anyway.
Stop saying that.
Get moving. You have to find Gaia.
Don't want the Deathbringer gun. I want to... there we go. I want his stuff. Alrighty.
Never know when I might need these.
Oh, I know I'll need those soon. So now I actually have to find Gaia. That's cool. Yeah, I should do that. What a bummer. The gun is right there on the other side of the door. That would have been really cool if I'd have made it through. So where am I supposed to go? This way? Yep. Alrighty. Collecting goodies. Is there nothing else? What?
Structural failure prevents access.
Whatever. I am totally taking one of these. Is it? Dang it. If I pause for a moment, maybe? I got some dang good internet. Sucks that my stream wouldn't be working. Is it working or no? There was like 5 people on there at one point.
Hello, I'm Margot Shan, and this is Hephaestus.
Hi, Margot
As the
Shan.
name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So like, you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. A waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots. And not just build, imagine, from scratch.
That's cool.
Any robot she needs, for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated.
Does that mean I'm straight up a robot? That'd be cool.
Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software.
Okay, you are way not urgent enough.
Gaia's already learning. In simulation, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical at places.
If Gaia was designed to save life, why would the robots it makes attack people?
Perhaps it loves some forms of life more than others.
The derangement. The machines weren't always so angry.
True. Mostly they were docile until 10, 15 years ago.
For years, Hephaestus has been forcing cauldrons to make aggressive machines. I've seen it myself, in the cauldrons. Stalkers, Ravagers, the Thunderjaw. How could it do that? And why?
Why indeed?
Because of the bad program, Hades. That's my guess. Simulation results. Wow, you weren't kidding about Gaia's predilection for animal morphologies. Sure, not totally unexpected given the rough natural terrain her bots will have to navigate, but I agree that there's something deeper going on here. Her designs aren't just functional, they feel almost like, well, tributes is the word that comes to mind, as though she's already mourning their loss, and not just for the disappearing fauna of our time, but creatures from the fossil record too. References to megafauna in some of her designs, so cool. Well, whatever Gaia thinks up, Hephaestus will empower her to build it. I just wish we could still be around in a century or two to see what she makes. Yeah, no kidding. They're so calm. They're just like, well, yep, we're building this for our doom. This is very cool, though. So they basically built her a forge. Neat. Then this... That's going to be the same thing, isn't it?
I'm Margot Shan, and this is Hephaestus.
Sorry, Margot Shan.
As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So like, you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers.
Sorry, Mara Shan, you're kind of annoying. Wish I wouldn't have turned you on again. I'll take that.
The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. A waste of time. Our purpose.
How nice. She turns off when you leave the room. I feel like there was something I was missing in an earlier room, but oh well. Moving on. I can look at that. Right? That's the room I was missing. I felt like there was a way in there. So the robots you see today are not the war robots that drive humanity to extinction, correct? No, they are not. Well, I mean, some of them are. Like, you can tell. The ones that are made for, like, killing people look like war machines. Like, they're camouflage, they're big, massive, rocket-powered super weapons. Oh, this is the place I was looking at anyway. Whereas the ones that Gaia makes are peaceful. Like, you could just tell that there's something to them that doesn't quite seem as evil.
Elizabeth Sobek's office. But it's sealed off. There's got to be a way inside.
Keep looking.
More clips.
Like how is...
Careful now.
Oh my gosh. Luckily I'm bringing the guns. They have a little skull above their head, it means they're a super guy. And have a gun like mine. Luckily though, I have a gun like mine too. I'll take this.
Andy?
Come on, give me a good advantage for shooting these guys. I want to just leave him in there. I want to kill him. Huh. I guess I'm just leaving them in there. Whatever. Maybe just for the moment. What's that thing? Nothing. Okay. Gosh, game, you make everything look cool.
The collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations.
Oh, this is the one that broke.
I am Samina Ebadi.
I bet it was
I was
sabotaged.
director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils.
Whoa.
The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not
storing it in
least,
DNA.
the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula.
Whoa.
By which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge. Welcome, and let us begin.
Well, alrighty then. Encapsulated DNA. This one doesn't sound very interesting. Basically, you store it on DNA and it'll hold the 40 plus zettabytes. Anyway, I get it. Store all your data on DNA. Seems interesting enough. I want in there though. I feel like there's more to this. There's got to be, because this is the one that didn't work. This is the one that they only got a portion of the information from or something. Or they were destroyed. I bet they were destroyed. Yeah, you get somebody who comes up with some religion or something, and destroying the fountain of knowledge would probably be your go-to for keeping everybody on board. Apollo update. Ooh, this might be important. Over the past 2 months, the full benefit of our procurement of a copy of the Homer archive from Far Zenith has made itself known, and as a result, all of Apollo's key deliverables are on schedule. Apollo has already surpassed 40 million discrete data entries and continues to grow. That's cool. Blah, blah, blah. Speaking of the heuristic curricula, they are performing well in testing, the children and adolescents demonstrating high levels of engagement with and trust in the Aristotle and Hespatia personae. Well, that's kind of cool, so they replicated ancient people. Personally, I find them highly engaging, especially when they debate. Dude, this program seems awesome. I want to be taught in the Apollo project. I'm feeling left out. I really want in there. But I guess not. I'm like super tempted to just go in here and just start mowing everybody down. Should I do it that way? Bring them all to this door. Hey dude, you're gonna die. Who else wants some? You do. And you do. And you do. We got 7 shots left. Who wants the last one?
Better to do.
You do. What's up, dude? That's right. Come on. There's enough for everybody. Oh, great. He's gonna shoot. Nah. It's alright, dude. Just come on in.
To run. Once more.
Anyway.
In what should have been a cave of wonders. Look around. See if anything is left.
Ugh. It is dumb that these guys have, like, gotten in. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright. Glad to have a new one, but don't want it right now. My goodness, those guns make quick work of everything. What am I looking at there? Oh, that's the thing I talked to earlier. Oh good, I have full health. That's always a benefit. I probably already checked this guy, but... So it's telling me to still keep going, but there's gotta be things I'm missing. Oh, all the guns. Come on, there's gotta be something I'm missing in here, right? Or was this really all just a big giant shooting range for that battle? Gotta make quick work of it. Ooh, what's this thingy? An audio data file.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
That's exactly right. He's just trying to make himself look cool, or look cool in the future. I don't know, he probably deserves it. I mean, he played a vital role. Alright, so luckily I was able to keep the gun. Come on. I almost wonder if any of this can technically be classified as heroism. Like, you're really cool and you've created life. I mean, but everybody human dies. Like, I mean, we lose. The battle's lost.
Welcome to Hades.
Oh, thank you.
Zero Dawn's Extinction Failsafe Protocol. The ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what the... what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well,
yes.
No, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine your Gaia 200 years from now, and this new biosphere you're growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos. Spinning top that won't stop wobbling.
Whoa.
Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside,
while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
Okay, Hades is one of the side purposes or side things that assist Gaia. It's not supposed to be an artificial intelligence. That was one of the things that they made very clear. They're not supposed to be artificial intelligences. However, if Hades is inside those machines, that makes me think that it has gained artificial intelligence, which would be scary. To summarize what he said, Hades was designed. So, do you know how artificial intelligence learning works, or machine learning works? Because machine learning is the machine looks at an image or looks at a thing, sees if it's, at the number 1, for example, and it says this is a number 1, this is a number 1, this is a number 1, and if it gets it wrong and it shows like a number 4 and it says this is a number 1. Then it gives it, then there's an error message that comes from a separate program. Well, the separate program in this case would be Hades, and it would go wrong. That's a 4, not a 1. It would wipe it out and then take you back to number 1. And what that does is it resets the machine learning program to say, okay, whatever I learned to make me think that that is a 1, that a 4 is a 1, I have to unlearn it. So Hades deletes that out, or whatever the machine learning thing would delete that out, and it starts over. So in this case, Hades is a reset. Basically, Gaia is an artificial intelligence who's learning how to terraform a planet, and she's given an infinity number of years to do so. So all Gaia has to do is figure it out eventually. Well, if Gaia terraforms the planet and does it wrong, that's fine. Hades' operating system kicks in and wipes it out again. I don't know what that means. Maybe it turns on all the turrets and things, or the things that eat all the biomass again, and it just wipes it out again. Excuse me. Well, it appears in the world that I'm in that Gaia's gotten it right. Like, I don't have any reason to believe that she's gotten it wrong, but it does make it seem like we don't know how many times this has happened. This could be like world number 500 for all we know. That here we are millions of years in the future. Gaia's been doing this again and again and again and again and again. And this is now it is as close to perfect as Gaia can get the world. I mean, if that's the case, Hades could have gone AWOL. Maybe if he's in the wrong machine, I bet Hades has gotten artificial intelligence, which is going to be a bummer. Anyway. Noise complaints. Color me confounded, Lizzie. Bashcore, anyone who says that the old TT codes to Bashcore is straight up lying, and you know it. It is a very cool concept. Old Trav don't have no truck with commercialized razzle daz. Nuh-uh. Wow, this is really annoying to read. No, this ain't Bashcore blasting the Hades lab, shaking the walls, rattling folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl. He's listening to crazy music. As for those requests to turn it down, no, I can't, Lizzie. This is how I code. Whatever. That is really annoying. Useless piece of information. Moving on.
So if you see a small thing on the card, it was used last night for installing the gift card.
Okay. Just popped 3 blues, but I earned it. I don't know what that means. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. Oh yeah, because they have to bypass the authority with Hades. That's if that ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time, what is? Before this, every usurpation protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard, and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done its business. So I had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for the wearer. Too soft, and Gaia only pretended to relinquish control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky, I swear it ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, then unseat it from command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now. I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are pretty songs. Guess it's time to sleep in bed. Alright, blah blah blah. Well, alrighty then. It's very interesting. Archive abuse. Mr. Tate, this mail concerns Apollo archive submission such and such. Your 666 submission in just 5 days. And oh, what a doozy. Despite earlier warnings, already inappropriate materials, you chose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classics of extreme exploitation cinema. Allow me then to thank you on 2 counts. 1, for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, thereby consigning your favorite Eastern European torture flicks. Okay. For clarifying a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself, the definition of obscenity. You have freed me from the subjective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance, "I know when I see it." Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate submitted it is obscene. Accordingly, I have directed Apollo staff to summarily reject all of your future submissions, sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest the time you would have spent preparing further submissions on, I don't know, your assigned work? Anyway. Seems the Tate guy turned out to be a real great help to this whole project. Yeah. I'm a little worried, though, because it also seems like some of the problems are due to the Tate guy. Come on, let me in here. I don't want to lose my gun.
Looks like the only way onwards.
I got another holo projector.
Are these what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program.
Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time.
I was thinking the same thing. Stalactites tell me this is older. Millions of years.
Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So,
yeah, taken from all over the world.
Si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
Oh, yeah, you may be right. The earpiece translates different languages. In their world, though, everybody speaks the same language. The edogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. Spent the last 36 hours examining them and poring over technical documentation. They're a revelation. Astonishing. I don't know what you had to give Far Zenith and trade to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. The risks of ECMO resolved, nutrition delivery resolved, hormonal stability resolved, 12 other risk areas resolved. Before I examined these chambers, I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand, but if the rest of FZ's, anyway, technology is at this level, well, a human colony around Sirius doesn't seem so impossible after all. Mass fabrication for chambers, well, anyway. Is there anybody in there? I guess there'd be no way for me to know. And it seems like the only things in here that function still are screens. So it's probably pretty safe to say that most other things are not functional.
Should have brought a cart.
Cradle sealed. Eleuthia 01 was successfully sealed before the swarm advancing across the Xinjiang province could detect it. Ping back from crucial systems is good. For our maiden voyage, a success. Regards, my disputes with the betas over zygote selection. Of course, I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans, but we can all agree there is margin for refinement in future cradle populations. Anyway. That's in China. Oh. The Xinjiang. Yeah. What did I not grab in here? Oh, health. Development of the artificial personae for cradle servitors, nurturer, disciplinarian, healer continues at a good pace. Interesting. We are targeting Turing 0.4 for these constructs. This should allow low-grade empathy and limited improvisation. Interesting. Turing, like the Turing AI test. That's cool. So they have like now, I guess if you reach the point of total artificial intelligence, you can just say that is 100% Turing. So anything less than that, you can actually assign a quantity to how artificial intelligent it is. Anyway, nothing else seems super interesting here. Glancing through, moving on. I can't read everything. Watch me. Alright. Going up.
Cradle facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted Alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
Aww. Carried all this way and I can't even take it. Well, at least I know for sure. Nowhere else for me to go in there? Nope. All these little nooks and crannies. They could hide so many cool things in here if they wanted to. Excuse me. Ooh.
Us would benefit from antilopine morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability. You're a quick study, Gaia. Dr. Sobek. As I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event. Oh? And your assessment? Gaia? Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence. And yet, I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief.
Megafaunal species being dinosaurs?
Am I malfunctioning? No, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
Interesting.
Looks like it used to hold something. Some component that got removed.
What? Used to hold something?
Yeah.
This thingy?
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
Oh, did I kill it?
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
I didn't turn it off.
May I speak outside protocol?
Okay.
When you're back up and
That's
running
good.
at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
I have to pry open the door. I haven't gone to the other side yet. I want to make sure that
distress. Are you all right?
These little videos are cool.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is, give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound.
Dude, Gaia is freaking awesome.
The development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
I don't think you've seen Ted yet. Ted is Ted Faro. He's the guy who created the robots that destroyed the world. He's the one funding this entire project. Honestly, just out of necessity. Like, he doesn't really care that much. It's just out of necessity. He's like, well, I have to. I mean, I destroyed the world, so here's all my money. Anyway. Oh, this was a wall. I get it. I was like, what are these pillars? Anyway, yeah, it's a wall that's melted. Haven't had to do this before. Yeah, he is a trillionaire, like a multi-trillionaire. And he gave all of the resources of his entire company to this, so literally bankrupt. So tens of trillions of dollars.
Can't carry more.
Odyssey has failed. What is that? Some terrible news, I'm afraid. Far Zenith has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seeds, its alpha build of Apollo, all were lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of the human species and earthly life. We must succeed. Okay, so Odyssey was a secondary plan. I guess I misunderstood that, but that's where you were probably confused too, because you were saying, well, what about the other thing going on? So yeah, Odyssey was secondary. So they had two plans going on at once. Odyssey failed. So Zero Dawn is now everything. Yeah, and I mean, he's not like a good guy. He's just a guy who realizes that he's done effed up. He's trying to fix it. Well, I mean, obviously I have to go to the shiny blue light, or that's not blue. I swear I'm not colorblind. Alright, hang on. I'm gonna look at this. Alright, Artemis status. It's coming along, Liz. I'm positive about it. If those words can still mean anything. Had my sleeves rolled up, negotiating with frozen zoos for their samples. So many species trapped in ghoulish hologram dioramas, suspended in what-ifs. More than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. We started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for a balanced and sustainable biosphere. Microorganisms and insects, rabbits and hawks, foxes and wolves, which are basically all I see. That's kind of funny. Thousands more that will have to wait their turn until our new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them, so they can return to a world that, this time, will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. There's already been too many lates. Too many too lates. We've lost a whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough in Myanmar. The samples were lost. Well, irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again, but not now. Not like this. Not on our watch, Ronson. That's cool. Alright, I'm assuming that a lot more information is about to pop up. Here we go.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
Uh-oh. Here, have a grenade. Oh, it would have been really cool if it just deflected off the glass and like she just watched and nothing happened.
Still alive. Good. I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child.
So let me just break your neck with my foot. Oh, they're gonna put me in the arena, I bet. Oh no.
My entire life, I've always known one thing with prophetic certainty. That I was destined for glory as a great champion of the sun. Even when Jiran was murdered, even when Meridian fell, I never doubted my destiny. Until you came along. When I heard that you had survived, a doubt took root in my mind. As sure as the sun rises and falls each day, those I am bade to kill die. And yet I failed. How?
He was told to kill me in the beginning.
With each dig site you attacked, each loyal soldier you killed, this pestering doubt grew. It grew when High Priest Bahavas went missing. And when the true Sun King Itamen was snatched away. It not only grew, but multiplied. I kept thinking of the moment my knife pierced your throat. One twist, a simple tug of the blade, and you would have bled out. In slaughter, I am a practiced hand. So why hesitate? Why fail my destined purpose?
I'm really tempted to say, trying to bore me to death. Isn't Ross the guy? It's definitely not you knew it was wrong. I'm going with try to bore me to
If
death.
you're gonna go on babbling like this all night, could you just kill me now?
Oh no, we're in no hurry, you and I. Not now.
Maybe some physical torture to distract me from your voice?
At that moment, on the mountain, I aimed to kill you with dispatch, and yet did not. Why? This failing troubled my thoughts, haunted every step. It was only when I captured you, down in that place, that I finally glimpsed the sun's design etched at length across the course of events. You were meant to survive that day on the mountain. Meant to interfere at dig sites and kill my men. Meant to eliminate High Priest Bahavas. Meant to snatch Itamen away. Conversely, I was meant to capture you. Here. So that you might die as a sacrificial offering to the sun. Everything as it was meant to be. Predestined and preordained.
Is he a thug or a fool? I'll go with fool.
You're an idiot. A dangerous idiot. But an idiot. All this talk of destiny and fate. I'm sure Hades speaks the same language, doesn't he? You're being played for a fool.
Hades
Hades
anyway.
is an ancient machine, not the buried shadow of Karja myth. It doesn't care about Meridian. It wants to kill everything and everyone. And you are its dutiful slave.
I serve not the buried shadow, but the sun in shadow. All halves of nature joined to one cause. Shadow to sun, dark to light.
Do you really not hear how ridiculous that sounds? You've gone from serving an insane homicidal Sun King to an insane homicidal machine. You're moving down in the world, not up.
I'll remember those words as I watch your corpse burn. Whatever's left of it.
As long as you remember them when you die.
The point. As surely as you've been conquered, so has all doubt. And with certainty of belief comes unstoppable force.
Then cleanse the cage and put your faith to the test. See if things work out like you expect.
The circle has closed. Every element is in its proper place. Exactly where it belongs. The errant beast, now caged, will serve her true purpose. A sacrificial animal. Oh, speaking of sacrifice, I forgot to tell you. After you crashed the Eclipse network, I sent messengers into the east to rally the forces there and mount an invasion of the sacred land. I ordered every Nora killed. I was hoping to catch you there, but alas, it all seems to have been unnecessary.
The Nora have no part to play in this. Leave them alone.
Soon, they'll have no part to play in anything. That much is sure. In any case, I couldn't recall the order even if I wished to. Thanks to your destruction of the network, communication over distances is impossible. You not only doomed yourself, but an entire tribe. Do we not see the scorching judgment of the sun in these events? Your focus. Such a powerful device, isn't it?
Don't break
it. So fragile. So you see, this time, I did not hesitate. The knife has already been twisted.
Oh boy. I think I've already seen what I have to fight.
Karja faithful, rejoice! Our years in shadow are over. A new dawn trembles on the horizon. A new day, soon to break.
The only word he was missing in there was zero.
The false Sun King will be dead, and Holy Meridian ours once more. In this, I have become an instrument of prophecy. All halves of nature joined to one cause. Shadow to sun, light to dark, night to day. Behold!
Oh. Nah.
Hold your seats! Can you not see the proof of the sun's blessing before your eyes? How else could shadows such as these prowl in broad light of day? Were they not approved by the sun and joined to our cause?
So those things represent the evil, and the other thing represents Gaia.
The Radiant Turon ordered many faithless, crushed beneath the hooves of the behemoth.
But they made it bad.
Mighty is the radiance in the eyes of the sun, but it is mightier still, infused with the power of shadow. Let this one, who schemed and slithered, be the first to die. Let her be the first of thousands!
Whoa. It's one way to get down. This guy looks like a problem. I need a bow and arrow.
I'll never beat that thing without weapons. My weapons are up on the platform. There's no way out of this ring. Maybe I could use its strength against it.
Whoa, what's up, dude? Okay. He can just throw rocks everywhere. This is bad. I don't know what to do.
I should try luring the behemoth into the pillars. That did it. One more pillar and that platform will come down. And my weapon's with it. It's down.
Can I survive? How quickly can she get dressed? Very quickly. She even put beads in her hair and everything. I don't see my bow.
Hey! Guess who got our weapons back? Now you're just a big dumb target. Come and get it! Freeze canister on its head.
What, did I just die? Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. Well, that was fun.
Hey! Guess who got our weapons back? Now you're just a big dumb target. Come and get it! Those components on the sides of its head. They've got something to do with this research.
Why didn't that do jack?
Freeze canister on its hips. Cryo arrow should set it off.
Cryo arrow? I don't have those. Gosh darn it, man. My butt. This is bad. I am getting annihilated. My gosh. I might not have what it takes to beat this thing. Okay, I am so dead. Oh. That's it. Still got some of these.
Canister on its belly. Looks important.
Hey, you're dead. What? But Mason, you're missing story time. It's okay, I have to log off soonish anyway. Just taking a little longer. Oh, he's gonna tell these things to kill me? Are you kidding me? First off, these guys are easier. Something else gonna come finish this off? Because I am out of health.
Kill her!
Why leave it to them? Come get me yourself!
Hey, it's that guy. Hey, those are ours. That's cool. This guy's got some cool powers. Well,
so you're here. Really here. You risked your life.
Of course I did. If you'd been killed, the Nora's sacred mountain would never have given up its secrets.
Too bad you wasted your time then. Helis destroyed my focus. And the Alpha Registry with it.
Not at all. The whole time I've been monitoring your focus, I've duplicated every data file you scanned. Installing that data to a new focus was trivially easy. Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
You're really good at making it impossible to like you, Silence. But I guess I need this.
It's time to see where you were born. Maybe you'll even learn why.
Yeah. Meet the machine that birthed me into this world. Isn't that how you put it?
I'll be off.
Wait.
Yes?
How did you track my location when I wasn't wearing a focus?
Really, Aloy. It doesn't take a genius to surmise that Helis would throw you into the sun ring at high noon. I wore out 2 striders getting here in time, but I did.
Yeah, it was. The very first thing.
Now be on your way.
Since when can you override machines?
Ever since you discovered the technique. I had to destroy a corruptor to obtain the necessary parts, of course. But your example showed me how to do that as well. Yet another benefit of monitoring your activities through your focus. Truth be told, the underlying logic of the technique isn't so different from rites practiced by Banuk shamans. Though, of course, far more advanced.
Great. You're welcome, I guess. Helis recognized you back in the Sun Ring. You told me that you'd assisted the Eclipse. Not that you knew the man who killed who almost killed me.
So now you know. The man is a serious threat. So let's do all we can to make sure that he and Hades don't succeed.
Right. I'll be on my way. To make matters worse, Helis ordered an Eclipse detachment to attack the Norse Sacred Land. The tribe's already weak. They won't stand a chance. You should come with me.
Well, absolutely not. I have preparations to make elsewhere.
What kind of... Why do I bother asking? You're not gonna tell me.
When the time is right, I'll be in touch. I'll contact you later. In the meantime, should you need to return to Shadow Karja territory, I brought armor to conceal your identity.
You think of everything, don't you?
One of us has to.
Interesting.
Anyway, when you were recovering the Alpha Registry down in the Zero Dawn bunker, I was needlessly cruel. For your sake, I hope there is someone waiting there for you inside the mountain. Not a what, but a who. Yeah!
Goodbye. Purposely make sure I can't see where he goes. He gone. Alrighty. Well, I do have work in the morning. There is one thing I have to do though with these new skill points. I'm getting this one. My gosh. That would have saved me on so many occasions. And now I have it. Boom. Got what I wanted. I was just gonna try to restock up on health here since I'm so darn low. And then I'll probably just turn it off after that. Yeah, dude, you want me to make sure to invite you next time I jump on? No comment?
Damn dust.
Alright, I will. Love you, little bro. Take it easy, man. Take that, bunny.
That'll keep my stomach quiet.